If somebody tells me something, you see, I play very well, I talk a lot. But when you tell me something, there are certain things that I don't. If we like, let us be in front of the whole world. I feel like if I have told you something, I told you that I like Groovy. I told you that I like Giddy Fire. Yes, I said I like the two guys.
And you liking good Giddy Fire is not a secret in this house. But you liking Groovy is a secret in this house.
So, guys, we know that Amaka and Phyna have been having a cold beef for a while because of, the unspoken reason. Groovy, yes. Even though they have not really come out straight to say it, that's basically the cause of their problems. And Amaka has just been picking small fights here and there with Phyna, right? So today, this morning, your girl Amaka decided that she wanted to be the bigger person and, attempt to make things or straighten things out between herself and Phyna, who was like her bestie in the house before the man came between them. Typical story, like typical Nigerian story. Two girls are friends and then a guy comes in between them and then, they start to fight, which I think is very dumb though, because why would you let a man come between you and your so-called friend? I mean, it's just crazy, okay? So, here is the actual gist. So apparently, Amaka, who has always been stating her interest in Giddy Fire, who is in level 1 house, which is currently level 2 house, that whole thing is messed up anyway. So it's no news to the housemates that she likes Giddy Fire. But if you recall earlier, while Beauty and Groovy were still a thing, right? Amaka had said she wanted to come in between them, cause some drama. So I think that was like the first time she indicated interest in Groovy. And of course, who was she telling? None other person than her bestie, Phyna. So Phyna has been well aware that Amaka likes Groovy. I don't think it should come as a surprise to her. But now that with Beauty out of the way, so I felt that Amaka, thought, okay, it's time for me to take what has always been mine, So she told her friend, Phyna, that she wants to, take her shot at Groovy. But then at the same time, she was saying that she needed more time because she's not quite sure who she wants between Groovy and Giddy Fire. While she was talking to Medela, kind of explaining everything, and all of that, she was like, okay, she told Phyna that she wasn't quite sure who she wanted to be with between Groovy and Giddy Fire. She wasn't quite sure. That for one thing, she would prefer a man who is much of an outgoing, outspoken person, because according to her, when she had told Diana, who is also Giddy Fire's close friend in the other house, when she had told Diana, and Diana was also her roomie during the 7 days lockdown that they had. So she told Diana about her feelings or her desire for Giddy Fire, and Diana went ahead to tell Giddy Fire, and according to her, Giddy Fire came up straight to her, and you could see that he wanted to strike a conversation, strike a relationship or whatever, like talk to her, get to know her. But Groovy, we all know that Groovy, on the other hand, is quite laid back. Groovy is not the outgoing kind of person. He doesn't really talk too much. You could even say he's quiet sometimes. So she said she's not quite sure that she likes someone like that, because she would prefer a man who is out with it, who is more active than Groovy. So she said that Phyna should give her from that time till, I think, was it Sunday or after the Saturday party or something like that, for her to make up her mind whether or not she wants Giddy Fire or Phyna. Did I just say Phyna? Giddy Fire or Groovy, which is not a big deal, right? Because Phyna never indicated interest in Groovy, so that shouldn't have been a problem, right? But for some reason, we all know that Phyna is extra. She is this, talkative kind of person. She's outgoing and all of that. So she went ahead to tell Groovy about Amaka's desire or interest in him, and Groovy said that he preferred her. That's Phyna. He told Phyna to her face that he'd rather have her. And for somebody here who never had interest in the guy, and whose close friend per se in the house has an interest in him, it just automatically switched. Everything just automatically switched, and she just that was all she needed to start going for him. Like, just him saying he liked her was all she needed. And from then on, she started being all cozy with him. And of course, it's quite natural for that to cause a feeling of hurt for Amaka. Even though nothing between her and Groovy was official, it still doesn't matter because, I mean, I told you, you know that I like this guy. So why just go straight out and just start, being all a little too cozy with him without even any explanation? That was where Phyna made the mistake. I think she should have, for the sake of their friendship or whatever it is, gone to tell Amaka, okay, so I told this guy that, you like him, and he says he wants me, and I don't really mind going for him. Are you okay with it? It's just common human courtesy, especially when you claim that this person is your friend. I mean, to an extent, you should be looking out for their best interests, right? But she didn't do anything like that. She just straight up went to start being all very cozy with Groovy. And you trust Groovy, being the kind of guy that he is, because I think he's this kind of person that he doesn't really consider other people too much. He does whatever he wants to do. I mean, we could see that play out severally between him and Beauty, because severally he knew exactly what he needed to do to make Beauty calm down or prevent whatever issues that they had, but he went ahead to do exactly what he wants to do. And that is, I can say that is a thing for people who are really quiet sometimes, not in every situation, but at least a good number of times. Anyway, so that was where Amaka got really upset with Phyna because she didn't explain herself to her. She did not offer any explanation. She just went out and just started being, like an item with Groovy. And it could be quite confusing because, hey, I thought you were supposed to be helping me, sell my market to this guy. How come all of a sudden you guys are a thing? And the funny thing is that Phyna does not even feel like she did anything wrong to Amaka. According to her, she said, you're not sure of what you want. Like, the guy said he wants me, so that's enough. Like, him wanting her is just enough, which isn't cool. So, in Amaka's attempt to reconcile with Phyna, she was, pouring out her emotions and trying to explain to Phyna how she felt hurt and all of that. But Phyna wasn't really understanding. According to Phyna, she's a very emotional person, and that's not how she is. The reason why she stayed away from Amaka was because she wanted her to, calm down, and because Amaka was upset. It was obvious she was upset. Like, she was sad and gloomy, even during their presentation, the Wager Task presentation, on Friday. You could tell that she wasn't even there. Like, she was distant. She was physically there, but her mind wasn't there. So, she's not really been happy since all of this. And Amaka and Phyna, who's her friend, has not even tried to come, to her and ask her why, how are you, what's wrong, why are you this way, even though she knows exactly why she's that way. So I think it was quite applaudable of Amaka to actually still go ahead and try to fix things between herself and Phyna, regardless of the fact that she, to like a certain level, she had every right to be upset. But anyway, Phyna and Amaka, I don't know. I think that they are really quite different. They're really like opposites, total opposites of each other. And, well, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep having more beefs and arguments and misunderstandings, because they don't let each other, like, they don't try. I think the issue is they don't try to understand each other. So Amaka wants Phyna to understand her, and Phyna wants Amaka to understand her, but they're not exactly trying. They just expect from each other how, like, Phyna expects Amaka to behave like her, and Amaka expects Phyna to behave like her. So it doesn't work that way. If you claim that you're, in a relationship with anybody, any kind of relationship at all, you should not expect them to be you, right? You should understand them for who they are and try to, like, figure out how to work with them in sync. But that is not the case with Phyna and Amaka. It's a whole lot of drama going on right now between these two girls because of a man. That's like the funny side of it. And as far as I'm concerned, Groovy is just playing a game. Like, he knows what he's doing. He knows the strategy he's coming out with, and like he disclosed during their conversations today, he has been in a kind of, show like this before, something similar with evictions and all of that. So I feel he has a strategy and he's just going for it. And these girls, well, I don't think Phyna is exactly falling for him, though. I think, like she has always been saying, it's just cruise, it's not that deep. And, the funny thing is that, according to what Groovy said, he doesn't even like Phyna like that. It's just in the case of in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is the king. But to him, I think who he said he liked, was it Chichi or Chomzi? I think one of them that were his actual love interest right now. And it's not exactly Phyna. So if they were to be in that space with him, I think he would go for them rather than Phyna. Well, Phyna, I trust her. I think she can handle her emotions and all of that. Anyways, and they have been given their wager task for the week. This week's wager task is science oriented. It is, they're to create a 3D model of something that should also have culture, like African culture also depicted in that stuff that they create. Yes, it's quite creative and techie, kind of science-ish. So according to what the task read, whatever it is that they create should be able to solve a futuristic problem and also still be an embodiment of African culture. Now, that is quite techie, right? And this is the point where Khalid and Saif would have come in like, whoa, if those guys were there, I'm pretty sure that level 1 does not stand a chance against level 2. But I could see what Brian is doing. Like, Brian so far has proven to be a smart guy, because the ideas he was coming up with, they were really nice. Like, they were really nice. I think he came up with a bid, like a cultural kind of bid that would detect platonic shifts, and kind of issue a warning to a volcanic eruption, right? Or an earthquake, anything of that sort. So I think that was really cool. I think so far that's like the only reasonable suggestion I've heard, because the other people were saying a crown that cures headache forever, and I'm like, okay, what the heck is that? But anyway, let's keep watching. Of course, I would be here to tell you how that goes, okay? Definitely, I will be here to tell you how that goes. And tonight, of course, is the head of house games. Like, you guys, I'm really rooting for level 2. They have to win this head of house games tonight, because if they don't, they are done. Like, they're already 9. Imagine if 2 persons go again. That's down to 7. Hello? They need to win. They really need to win. Like, they just have to bring their A game. I can't imagine if level 1 wins that, they'll be done, because morally they're already low. Like, their morale is already low and everything of that sort. So they really do have to win this one, and I'm really, really, really rooting for them. But you can see that level 1, they are already feeling so overconfident. Imagine them going forward to discuss who they are going to nominate. Like, they already assume that they are going to win, and that might be their downfall, because now they are overconfident. They were already suggesting people that they will evict, saying that Phyna deserves to rest from being up for nomination and all of that. Anyway, those level 1 guys are really annoying for me, though. But anyhow, you guys, I will definitely come tell you how the head of house games will go, because I need to see level 2 win. They have to win. So until that time, I am Bethy, and this is the Big Brother Naija show on Tab TV, where I keep you updated on everything concerning this year's edition of the Big Brother Naija. Okay? So until I come your way again, enjoy the rest of your day.